That's why I always say have backup. So back to the point on leveling up multiples. Let's get back into it. Sorry. I get distracted. All right, so in the game itself, there's a few things that you have going for you. As you have your highest level, everybody gets an experience boost. Secondly, always eat something. Every piece of food gives you at minimum 3% additional experience. That just adds up. It just adds up. And what you can do over here, let's go to Gridania. Let me go show you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Sage. My inventory makes your soul hurt? Yeah. I do like, it gets out of hand and then I spend time just, like, that's all I end up doing. It's like I spend time with it and then just eventually say, yeah, let's get it cleaned up. Man, I really would love to see, like, Endwalker bring the old cities back into, like, oneness, like we've seen with the later expansions. All right, like, where's my egg vendor? Because you can go and spend, like, barely any money. Where's my culinarian? Sassermano. Boiled egg. 5 gil. Stack of 99, less than 500 gil. So yeah, boom. Here you go. 3% experience while playing. A little extra stats. That's not necessarily going to make that big of a difference. So eat that food. Then, duty finder, right? So this is where I opt for like trying to encourage people not to fall victim of efficiency, because I think efficiency can be the killer of joy. It can burn out you much faster. And so, yeah, Chris, he did not get a house once again. So Housing Savage will continue next Monday. Hopefully you guys tune in. Be sure to hit follow and whatnot. We'll be putting out those little shorts that seem to help bring people to say, hey, this is what's happening on stream today. So as you're leveling, you get a daily bonus, and this is going to be a substantially big bonus. That's huge for you. If you're a DPS, you can see here it wants a tank, it wants a tank, it wants a healer, it wants a healer. Like, you don't see many DPS in here outside the Alliance raids. Once you get to 50, you're going to open up a couple of more things for you. You'll have the 50, 60, 70. You'll only be limited to the 50 dungeons. But if nothing else, that will open up another daily bonus for you to kind of take advantage of. And so the goal is to do one of two things. And my personal preference is to get things to cap, but I'm also speaking from a position of privilege where that difference is much smaller. I would say try and stage things so when you're looking at your life with the game, that it's not necessarily going to be something that you're going to accomplish by tomorrow. But essentially, if you can start staging things, then every character ends up starting from a much easier vantage point, as opposed to like, geez Louise, I got to go to level 1. After, again, you have your main and more. But so take advantage of these daily bonuses that are rewarded to you, so that way you can ultimately get as much experience as possible and ultimately have a really good time. Yuri to 14, thanks so much for that sub. Welcome to the workforce. Enjoy your modes. Enjoy the new chest by your name. And also, 3 months in advance. Whoa, wow. Thank you so much. Guys, get some love in chat for Yuri for that epic support. Supporting the Diaper Fund and the Claire Fund. You support 2 people with your thing here. So I don't know if your dollars go further, but they definitely go to more people than any, I don't know about other streamers, but any other streamer out there. We'll just say it here. Anyway, so you got your dailies, right? Dungeons also provide a really good source of experience, but this is also eating into your queue time, right? So the goal, if you want to kind of think about it as XP per minute or XP per hour. So what I would recommend is that you want to run and just queue for, once you've taken care of your bonuses, queue for your highest level dungeon possible. In the course of it, I guess somebody who sometimes can play for a long period of time, somebody who can't play for a long period of time, note that your highest level dungeon, you might run it a couple times, but don't, for the love of goodness, like, get to the point where you're like, I just can't run, Copper Bell anymore. Well, don't do that. You want to then at some point start actually taking advantage of leaves. So let's go jump into that, because that's also a piece of content. Sub 50. Like, it's weird because in Final Fantasy XIV, lots of things with different tiers, which ultimately lead to a little bit of confusion, because like when we were talking earlier about the consistently inconsistency of some of the decisions from like the community team, like, or not maybe not the community team, but within the devs and the support team, yeah, it can be kind of fun and interesting in this regard. I'm gonna switch back to White Mage because I like mine. I set this up so I didn't have to do all that, so I'm trying to get used to that discipline of having the buttons on my hotbar. I haven't done too much as squadron leveling Insomniac. I just got too frustrated with it. But thank you very much. Good point, Insomniac, about squadrons as another alternative. Under 50, you get Battlecraft leaves, and at the start, these will run you all the way to level 30 here. However, then you start going out to the camps themselves to pick up the 35 and up. Why am I yawning? Like, hey guys, come watch Brian yawn into a microphone and talk about 14. Best day ever. All right, so anyway, like you got leaves, you want to be able to do this. So yeah, squadrons, let's go take a look at squadrons. Let me show that to you. Squadrons are going to be a part of your grand company. They're kind of like almost in a way a precursor to trusts, but it allows you to kind of go in and play and experience and level them up and gear them up and more. And that's the point where I would wonder to see if we would see some of the systems introduced later in the game be brought backwards to kind of the core gameplay loop itself. But let's go take a look. I'm not yawning, I'm just stretching my mouth. So with the squadron system, you can go to the regiment board here and you can say, hey, I want to go and confirm that. And now comprehensive training course has been complete. And they have leveled up. So that's one way that you can actually level up your squadron members. And you can also send your squadrons out on different missions, and they have different chemistry. You'll see your little members in the room itself. Where is it? I talked to this guy again. Squadron missions. You pick the dungeon. No, that's where they go out. Command missions. What? How do I do that again? It's here. Let me not do this system, and then let me come try to teach you about it. There's the glamour dresser. My squad. Is it command missions? Jeez Louise, that makes no sense. Okay, thank you. I was like, command missions versus squadron missions. Oh, okay, squadrons are different. So yeah, so you can run with your squadron here, and you can see that I really don't take advantage of it. But you can sit here and say, all right, let's go run Halatali. I can then deploy, and we're going to run that, and we're going to get some squadron experience. We're going to get some expenditures here as a currency that is used. You can see here I don't have many. And yeah, this is going to help level you up because you can kind of help balance out what you need and what you want the role to be, etc. So I'm a healer, so it says that we've got too many healers, so I would need to switch out this healer for something else. Can I do this? So if I pick on Thaumaturge. Turn them off and then turn on. There we go. Cool. And then I can deploy and go and run that. I'm going to have to play around with that. 400 or 400. Interesting. All right, cool. So that gives you kind of NPC leveling up through the dungeons themselves, so you can continue to go and use those. How is the experience for your character? I'm going to have to test that out because honestly, it's one of the things. I'm really glad you brought that up, Insomniac, because I keep forgetting they exist. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We have that system that I haven't touched since like the first mission that I ran. I was like, oh yeah, not really for me. Not really for me in that regards. So, all right. So we talked about leads. We talked about dungeons. We talked about your dailies. We talked about squadrons. I mean, essentially, then you could also jump into fates, and you can save side quests for other characters as you level. Oh, and then yeah, let's go into talk about Beastmen in this regards. Let's go. I haven't been out to Thanalin in a while. Let's go to Little Alamingo. Palace of the Dead. Yes, we've got a lot of different. I need to just make a bullet point thing because I think I have a bullet point thing as I was working on trying to make sure I capture all the sources for the different guides. There we go. There's the. One of the things that's going to make it much easier as you do like leveling and different things is that as a player, now that you can fly in the base ARR zones, you can actually easily just obviously fly around and get to exactly where you need to be. So here you have like your different beastmen daily, and as you level them up, you can get different higher level ones. You go and grab, you get 3 per different like group, and so you can use these to start feeding yourself. Now, the ARR ones start in the 40s. So again, it's all about kind of staging yourself. Once you get into Heaven's Word, once you get into Stormblood, once you get into Nightwalker, into Shadowbringers, it gets a little bit more streamlined, but it's basically the same kind of aspect. You capped your ARR Beast Tribes after flying, got unlocked. Very good choice. You actually, I think, and I can't recall if this is the same for the ARR tribes, but as you rank up with them, you actually get more experience with them. So it's going to be more rewarding. Now, there is a max cap here. So when I look at grabbing this, you can see here the experience is at 10,473. So there is not a huge amount of like power that they're going to put into it. Once you hit 50, they really want you to move into the Heavensward Beast Tribes, and then once you're done with the Heavensward, they really want you to move into the Stormblood ones. So they keep wanting to move you forward and forward and forward. And welcome to all our new YouTube subs who are coming in here. Mr. Geek, DJ Harper, Bacalac, and Gambino World Gaming. Thank you guys for hitting that follow button and over on Work to Game. Cool. All right. So hopefully, does that give you any help in this regards? JC, if you got questions, man, I hopefully can help give you the answers that you need. So Sean brings up this really good point. That's hopefully what I was trying to underscore, but I probably did a poor job of it. But if you have a queue time, the goal is to focus in on things that you can complete. Fates can be good, but only if you can complete them. So there is a minor risk there that you have to be willing to let that go. And I would prioritize the dungeon over the fate, personally speaking. So try and like double up, right? So here I am in this zone. I would grab these guys, and then any fate that I could come across, I would work on. And if I get the clear of that fate, even better, but working on towards doing one of these dailies, personally speaking. How it works in Boja is a whole different thing. And so Boja, so that's that side. Let's talk about Palace of the Dead. You guys talking about hunt trains? Oh, yeah, hunts are actually another option. Thank you. Yeah, let's go talk. We'll do hunts here in a second. So, Palace of the Dead is also another form of leveling content. You get experience every 10 floors. Excuse me. So, it can be quite rewarding. There are no role restrictions. So, you can just queue up and you can be with whomever, and it can be fast, furious. And it's random, a little bit of RNG, and the deeper you go into the deep dungeon, the more fun it can end up being, personally. It allows you to have a lot of fun with it overall. So just note that it is definitely a leveling piece of content that you can use. It also, if you're at cap, can feed you with different currencies. So this ends up being a piece of content that's a lot of fun to mix and max with friends, whether they're leveling or if they're just trying to get some endgame currency or what have you. So it's a pretty solid piece of content. They have one called Heaven on High, which is really important. And so just note that those things exist as well. So, and the thing is that Deep Dungeon here starts at level 17, I believe, and then goes up to level 50. And then you can play it actually way through 60, excuse me. The Heaven on High starts at 61 and goes to 70, and we don't have a 70 to 71. That ends up being Boja, actually. So yeah, but unfortunately, you have to be 71 specifically. So in the cities, in each of them, you have daily and weekly hunts. So this is something you unlock through your grand company, and then later on it opens up and it's just in the different cities. But it will give you a couple of different targets to go and find. You can click on this location, it will set the map, you can set a flag, you can teleport, you go kill it, you're going to get allied seals, you're going to get some money, and you're also then going to get some experience. So this can be very handy for leveling up as well. This is something that on the whole concept of the fate where you could get pulled into queue. Well, if you're doing your daily hunts, then all of a sudden you don't lose progress. You get, in this case, they want you to kill 3, you kill 2, dungeon pops, go into the dungeon, come back out, you got 1 more to kill, you kill it. So you can pick these up daily, and then you can pick up a weekly hunt, which is going to give you more gil, more allied seals, and all that. And you can use these items to go and purchase various things. So you see the Hunt Billmaster, allied seals, adder, and you have all different kinds of weapons, items, armors, and things like that. And you can go into like decide allied seals magic, allied seals other, and you can see a bunch of the little things. So in this case, like I've got 524 allied seals. So if I wanted to pick up some adventures, I could. If I wanted to buy some Aetherite tickets, I could. So I could buy a whole stack of 99 Aether tickets, which I'm going to do because why not? And now I can teleport for free. So there's other uses for the allied seals that have a value themselves. Let's jump over to Kugane. Nope, that's not it. Teleports. There we go. Did Nut Hunts also provide Aetherite tickets? Oh my gosh, yeah, hunt logs, dude. Things that I don't think about. Nut hunts do a lot of good XP. Plus those things that can help with your progression. I don't have enough, but I was like, oh, okay, I could actually get the item that I need for upgrading. Nope, not enough nut hunts. Poor Decay. Poor Brian. There we go. So here, like in Kugane, you have the clan hunt board. And then here, they actually give you 3 tiers of dailies, increasing level difficulties, and then you still have a weekly. And these things will give you the like Centrino seals, which then you can also use to buy different items. So where's the Centrino vendor? Tell me about the blah-da-da. No, I'm not interested in that. So I'm like writing maps I don't have yet. All right. We'll see you, JC. Thanks for hanging out, man. All right. Venture need tank. I'm going to play as a healer. The Ishgardian vendor. Very cool. Let's go ahead out there. Just stock up on Aetherite tickets. Never spend a penny in teleports again. Meat Fox? Yes. Now, I haven't done the Void ones. Like, so there are some additional quests and things like that that have come out that I still have yet to complete. I haven't finished my relic. So what would be your definition, Fox, of beating Shadowbringers? Ooh, and Aetherite tickets. Costing 5 as well. Should I get the writing map though? Should honestly probably start taking part on this stuff. Get those seals.